All right, I just got finished doing a comic hero show over at Clint's Comics. Now I'm back here for Comically Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Welcome to this week's edition of Comically Speaking. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the comic hero. Coming to you from my humble abode. Alright, let's get right into it with what shines. Alright, now I have some very exciting news about the Aquaman movie that's going to be coming real soon. Unfortunately, Michael Jai White has not been casted to play the role of the Black Manta. However, there's another Michael that they're going with, and that's Michael K. Williams. Now, you may know him best as Omar Little from HBO's The Wire, and Albert Chalky White from HBO's Boardwalk Empire. I've actually watched one episode of The Wire, and I thought his role was amazing. He even won an award for that role. And I think he'll make a great Black Manta. And also, Willem Dafoe has been casted in the Aquaman movie as Nuitas Volko. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, Nuitas Volko was once the chief scientific advisor in Atlantis. In Atlantis, not on Atlantis. Atlantis is down below. But he even turned his back on Aquaman, and he ended up, which resulted in him being committed for a crime he did not commit. And Volko ended up being the king of Atlantis at a time. And I think this is going to be great. I can feel this coming together. I mean, I was very excited when Jason Momoa was casted as lead role. But then when I found out Amber Heard was casted as Mira, I thought, oh wow, this is going to be a pretty awesome movie. I hope so. I'm on pins and needles, but barely. Alright, and another thing that shines is this upcoming, speaking of Aquaman, is Aquaman versus Superman. And, I mean, this is a half man, half Atlantean going up against a straight up Kryptonian. So, I think this is going to be great for DC. I mean, DC is, ever since they've done Rebirth, they've done absolutely nothing wrong. Well, almost nothing wrong. Although, I can only think of one thing that they probably done wrong. And so with that in mind, it's time to talk about what stinks. Now for the first two episodes of Comically Speaking, and if you watched the Comic Hero show and you heard me say positive things and great things about DC, there's always that one thing that I really don't like. And it's a book called Red Hood and the Outlaws. Now, I'm not reading this book. Now, of course, the Red Hood is Jason Todd, and who was once a Robin until the Joker killed him. Then he was somehow brought back by Ra's al Ghul via the Lazarus Pit. And now the last Red Hood and the Outlaws book was him, Arsenal, and Starfire. For the most part, I thought that was a great book. I read basically the entire series. This one is a little different because it has the Red Hood, but no Arsenal and no Starfire. Arsenal is a member of the Titans, and Starfire is a member of the Teen Titans. Instead, the three characters that are going to be joining him are Bizarro and Artemis. I don't know how that's going to work. I may just pick up the first issue, but for some reason, having the polar opposite of Superman that was genetically engineered by Lex Luthor, and then having someone who's from the island of Themyscira in the pages of Wonder Woman, teaming up with the Red Hood. It's just something about that I really don't like. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a great hit. But what do I know? All right. Now, let's get to what I'm reading. All right. One book that I really love is Detective Comics, and I mean, this is a team book. This isn't just a Batman book. I mean, it has Batman in it, but he's leading a team. And it's him, Red Robin, Batwoman, Spoiler, Orphan, and Clayface. And there's this war coming. There's war on crime unlike anything any of them have ever seen. And they're pretty much training for it. And Batwoman is pretty much putting Red Robin, Spoiler, Orphan, and Clayface through the fire, while Batman is, pretty much doing analysis on this war on crime. And it's a great book. Really, really loving it. And I can't wait to read the future issues of the book. Another book I like is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Now y'all probably hear me talk about all these DC books. I have to assure you, I am not a DC homer. I just like what's good. The outer space, in terms of DC outer space wouldn't be right if there was not a Green Lantern Corps. And Robert Venditti, and as well, and Jeff Johns before him have really done wonders for the Green Lantern franchise. And in this one, Hal Jordan, after a leave of absence of not being a Green Lantern, instead wielding the gauntlet that used to belong to the Guardian of the Universe Gone Wrong, Kronos. He's been became a bounty hunter, and at one time was even wanted the galaxy's most wanted person. But then he started developing these powers, and it compelled him to go back and try to reform the Green Lantern Corps and look for. But meanwhile, the Green Lantern Corps were lost in space and time, but they recently came back, and they're trying to get the band back together. And for those of y'all who don't know, Oa is no more. It's been no more for some time, ever since the character Relic ended up destroying a central power battery on Oa, thus causing Oa to explode. And Hal Jordan, when he came back, when he started becoming a Green Lantern, he had to go up against the Sinestro Corps. Sinestro Corps is alive and well, and they're currently on Warworld. Their base of operations is on a planet Warworld, which now resides where Oa once was, right in the center of the universe. And I'm just looking forward to the band getting back together. I'm talking about the Green Lantern Corps, and it is going to be. And so far, the first two issues that I read has been one crazy ride. All right, I have a confession to make. Now, as y'all are probably watching the Comic Hero show, y'all probably saw that I only had 5 books, but I said that I had 6. Claire pointed that out to me while I was checking out right after I got done doing episode 128 of the Comic Hero show. And I said, oh. I said, well, I'll just cover it up. But then, as soon as I left the show, I thought, no, I'm not going to cover up. I'm not a person who is. I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong, and I'm also not proud. I'm also not too proud to vindicate myself for mistakes. So that being said, I went to Books A Million, and I ended up buying a book. And now I'm going to debut a new segment, or a limited segment on the show, and that segment is called
Comic Books I Bought This Week
Extra. Alright, the one book that I bought was Captain America Steve Rogers #3. Now, if you're like me, you were butthurt at the end of the very first issue when Steve Rogers uttered out the words, "Hail Hydra." Well, I'm here to tell you that in #2, we find out exactly why Rogers thinks he's an agent of Hydra. You see, here's the thing. He has not been an agent of Hydra the whole time like we were led to believe. Now, to tell the story, you would have to go back to Avengers Standoff Assault on Pleasant Hill. Now, he was going up against Crossbones and getting the living daylights beaten out of him. Well, the sentient, or the cosmic cube turned sentient, named Kobik, and decided, okay, I don't like to see you hurt. I like to see an old man hurt. So she didn't like to see an old man hurt. So she decided, okay, I'm going to restore his youth. Well, she did. She restored his youth, and then injected him with the super soldier serum that recently got siphoned from his DNA by the Iron Nail at a cost. Kobik when she did this, she also led Rogers to believe that he's an agent of Hydra and has been from the start. Of course, we all know that's not true. So kudos to Nick Spencer for writing that. I mean, Nick, you really, I mean, you're awesome. You really know how to pull wool over a lot of our readers' eyes. And I can't wait to read this one. All right, with that book, now the count is up to 7,461. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I think this show is really going to go places. I mean, the Comic Hero show is already doing well, but this show, which is the Comics News show, is going to be just as spectacular. And if you have any ideas for this show, positive ideas rather, I even welcome constructive criticism too. If y'all have any ideas for this show and the Comic Hero show, contact info is down there. Or if you just come to me, just let me know. I mean, the best advice I can get, the best way to let me know is like via word of mouth. And I need to start doing this whenever I do the show, but the Comic Hero free tea question of the week for episode 129 of the Comic Hero show is this: who is the editor-in-chief of the Daily Planet? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free Comic Hero tea rather, in episode 129 of the show. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. We'll see you next week for episode 4 of Comically Speaking, in episode 129 of the Comic Hero show. So till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.